Okay, so I know it's been a while. It's been months since I've posted anything, but today I'm going to review this kit right here. It's an airplane. I normally do cars, but I'm very into airplanes actually, so I'm kind of surprised that I don't do any airplanes. I have no built airplane models. I have a few that are unbuilt. I don't know why. I've just never really built them. I want to, and that's actually an area that I'm planning on getting into really soon, is getting more of these kits. This one is of course, Piper Super Cub, and it is in 1/32nd scale, and that is the scale, since I'm just starting and I don't have any built ones and I'm starting to collect some, I'm going to go with that scale. That's kind of a large scale as it goes with airplanes. Just because it's easier to work with. There are bigger parts and easier to detail if you have the room to display these. Of course, airplanes are a real trick because unlike a car that are just kind of narrow and long, airplanes, really, to display them, you need kind of a square area, and I really don't know how I'm going to do that. I guess I'll cross that bridge when it comes to it. Anyway, here's another look at my work area right now. I put up these pieces of plastic that I got from Home Depot. They sell, and it's about 1/8 of an inch thick, and it's made out of PVC, and you can cut this stuff with scissors, and it really diffuses the light. I've added another light. I've got two of them up here now, so really brightens up what I'm talking about and what I'm working on. This is also my workbench. But I figured I would start, actually, I will start by showing a clip from Modelpalooza, where this was a model show that I went to, I don't remember when, somewhat recently. And I wanted to just show this, somebody had built one of these and did a great job, and I just want to take a minute and show that one right now. I'm pretty sure that is this kit. Yeah, and so I hope I can build it at least as good as that one. The fellow who built that one did a fantastic job. Anyway, this of course would be the version that you would see under private use, but it was definitely something that the Air Force used to train pilots, and that would be the kind of there we go. There you go, the military version, or how about that Army? Yeah, Super Cub came out in way back, like 1949, and look at the box. That's about enough of that. Okay, and this is the way it came bagged up. Of course, we'll open all this all in one bag. Whole thing. And that's, got some size to it. It says wingspan is 13 5/16 inches, and the length will be 8 3/4 inches. So yeah, in 1/48 scale, this of course would have been, tiny. There's a decal sheet. Andy, if you're still around, I can scan this for you. 1/32nd scale Super Cub decals, and they're in great shape. Oh yeah, the kit says 2008, but it's definitely still available, and I don't remember what it cost. I bought it a couple years ago, but I just saw it on Tower Hobbies today. Actually, it's still there. So you got the decals for both versions, and if you remember what I was saying with the Space Shuttle, if you're going to make it white, it's already molded in white, and I had showed him something I was doing on the Space Shuttle that probably what you want to do is just put the decals on without painting the model, and then clear coat it, and it makes it look like white, bright white paint. And that's definitely what I'm going to go. If I built this one, I would definitely build that version right there. Even with the red stripe, it looks good. So let me open this bag. Okay, so scratch everything I just said about making it glossy, because I didn't realize this until I opened it. This plane is so old, it's actually not aluminum, it's wrapped in fabric, kind of like very, very old planes. So what they've done here, if you look closely, they've created this kind of a matte, kind of a textured finish on there, which would actually, if it was going to be white, this would be what it should look like. But with, you know, some kind of mold lines there, you see that? It's smooth, but it's still a line, so you're going to have to paint, even if you want to make it white. So, you know, gosh, at this point, so you're going to want to get a semi-gloss color. Yeah, same thing with the wing. Since it's fabric, you got to, or you could, you know, you could put the decals on, and then you could dull coat. No, you couldn't do it because the color would be wrong. What you need to do is get some satin white. If you want to make this white, exactly what I'm doing with the space shuttle right now is you would have to paint the whole thing satin white, then put your decals on, and then maybe a dull coat, maybe nothing. Who knows? But yeah, there's a good look at the wings. You see the cutout for the aileron, but not on the bottom half. And the same thing here, cut out on the top but not on the bottom, which means that the ailerons do not automatically move on this. But I mean, you could cut that out, glue the two halves together, put a little pin in there. Why they did this, I don't know, just to give you something to do, I guess, make it look a little bit separated. But the ailerons are not going to work. And just quickly looking, it doesn't, not the rear stabilizers or the rudder either. But I'll get to those in a second. But anyway, there's a good look at the fuselage. It's got some nice little, you know, rivet. Although I guess that wouldn't be rivets, they'd be more of a, oh, what are they called? You know, that hold the fabric on. They've molded quite well, anyway. Including all your little places for the supports to attach. It's pretty good so far. I'll open up some more bags. Okay, so I opened up all the rest of the bags here because I wanted to show you something pretty neat here. Now, of course, these are the clear parts. They're all very well molded and they're looking real good. But I watched, I saw a slideshow for a website, somebody building one of these step by step, and it's pretty neat the way the wings attach. This piece right here, only in the middle, this is the sunroof for the cabin. Now these parts here, this big long clear piece here, these parts right here and here go inside the wing to provide the support for the wing to hold it on. And then the only part that's really going to be showing is this part right here, the sunroof. And ironically, if you look really close, I have a scratch right there on the only part that's going to be showing. That scratch couldn't be way over here where it's going to be all up in the wing. It has to be right there. So I'll see if I can get that out. Otherwise there's just going to be a scratch. And let's see, what else do we got here? Oh yeah, I wanted to show how that was going to be done. There's the piece right there. Those two pieces go on either side of it. And then you glue that onto your cabin there. As you all know, it is impossible to turn a page with one hand. Okay, here we go. And right there, see that? So the edges of that piece are going to stick out, and then the wings slide onto it, and probably glue onto it. And that's pretty neat. There's a look at the way the half of the aileron goes on, really for no reason I can see. Now, you know, what you would want to do is you would want to cut out the bottom one, glue the bottom half to the top half, and then put little pins in the edges so that they can actually go up and down. And you'd want to do the same thing. These parts are big enough that you can do stuff like that. Let's see, what else do we got here? I'm just going to kind of pan across these pieces. These are big wing supports. And, you know, parts of the cabin. And so on, just showing the general pieces here for quality's sake. Nice big tires. When you see the completed model, like the one that I showed, the tires are awfully big for the planes because it lands in the grass a lot, of course. And you know, some of these things I can't really identify until you start to put it together. There's those ailerons. And your seat's got the belts molded in. And yep, there's your rudder. Looks like there's going to be, no, it's not, yeah, that is your rudder. And then there's the horizontal stabilizers. And then, of course, those don't move either. Oh, looks like, what do we got here? Engine. Alright. So, not exactly a car motor, huh? It's definitely going to be different. Oh, look at the big propeller. Don't see that on a car. But yeah, I just want to get into airplanes. I've got 3 or 4, maybe 4, maybe 5, and I'll review those as well because I'm still kind of getting a game plan. I've seen so many times that a car modeler, such as me, and all of us, every time we try to do an airplane, it somehow doesn't work out. And I haven't built airplanes since I was a little kid, and I don't know if it holds true. I've seen some people that can build some great cars, and they self-admit that when they tried to do an airplane, it just didn't work. So I hope it can. You know, I'm in the middle of building a space shuttle right now. That's in here. Oh, how I want to get back to this space shuttle. What a monster kit, by the way. Anyway, that is what's coming back onto the table. I kind of gave up on the Impala for the moment, mainly because it was just so frustrating I couldn't get to it. Got pretty far along on the space shuttle, so I want to bring that back out. Now I've got a nice big workspace where I can work on one that big, and that one's absolutely huge. Anyway, that's what I'm doing. I know I haven't been around. I've been kind of on every other day or so, just kind of looking at a few things, but somehow here in my slow season, I have no time. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, that's this kit. I don't know what's going to be next, but stay tuned. Later.